Hey YouTube, I'm working on the clown entrance prop that I built for a friend of mine about 5 years ago. The last couple seasons he's been kind of having some issues with it, and we've tried making a few adjustments to it. But last season it kind of got to where it wasn't working correctly at all. The whole head portion moving back and forth stopped working altogether. And the problem we were having with the arms, where before I had the fabric on there, early in the night everything would work perfectly fine. But as the night went on and the moisture, the dew in the air, if it were to rain or something like that, the fabric would get wet, and it was making the arms extra heavy. And the way I originally built this, I built it with two of those little 110 motors. And what was happening is those kind of motors where they will reverse themselves if they get under kind of a stress kind of thing. So what was happening is the arms were getting so heavy that that thing just kept kind of reversing itself back and forth, essentially causing it to make it almost look like the arms weren't moving at all. And it was just due to the fact that it just kept reversing itself back and forth. So I took, the fabric off and did the foam on there. So now it doesn't matter if it gets rained on or condensation or anything like that. They're not going to soak up water and essentially cause them to get heavier. I coated the whole lens of them, or any kind of exposed foam. So this way there's nothing where water can accumulate or soak into it, so these things don't ever get heavier than it is. And then the motor for the head, that one completely stopped working because I don't know if something hit it or something happened, but that motor right there was actually, when I went to unscrew it out of the box, it was actually broken right in half. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull the face off of it real fast and kind of show you what I've come up with for essentially a new rig to hopefully make it much stronger than it was before. All right, I got the face taken off. Now you can kind of see where those two motors were originally mounted. You got the one right here and the one right here. Obviously the one that was here was linked to the arms right there, and then this link was connected to the one up here. Obviously it wasn't a super great design. It did last a short time, but it definitely didn't last forever and wasn't going to last forever. So I decided to try to find another way to redo this and try to make it much more stronger, much more durable, something that hopefully he's not going to have any issues with. So I had an old mower deck that I acquired a while back that's just been kind of sitting around. So what it is, I took the little mandrel off of it that has the bearing assembly and all that and the mower blade. And you see where I left the mower blade on here, and I just cut it shorter on the bottom here, left it longer on the top. And what I did is I took it to where I could take the arm linkage, run that to the bottom of the blade, and then this one to the top of the blade. And the reason I did that is because I wanted the head and the arms to move opposite of each other, because I kind of didn't want that cheesy, corny, the head and the arms kind of going at the same time like this. To me that looks kind of corny. So I had them go opposite directions, so this way it kind of gives it more of like an unnatural kind of look to it, and I think it looks a little bit better that way. But I'm going to take you to the back side where the motor and the mechanical aspect of it is, kind of show you what I got going on here. The reason I have it sitting out here is because I've been giving it a long test run. I want to make sure it's not going to have any issues. So I had it out here yesterday. I had it running for about 8 hours yesterday, and so far it's been running for almost 10 hours today. Now what I did is I used one of these bigger, larger 110 style motors. Now the one downside to these particular motors is they are much stronger. They do work a lot better far as, especially when you need something to have a lot more torque to them. But the downside is to them is they don't do that reversing automatic thing like the other ones do. So if this gets into like a bind, or you don't have good clearance or whatnot, it's just going to stop, and either it's going to break something or it's just going to burn itself up. So you really got to make sure wherever you mount those, you're not going to have any kind of areas that are going to bind up or anything of that nature. Now you can wire them to go both directions, not at the same time obviously, but like right now you see we have the 3 points on top. Right now I have it spinning counterclockwise, but if I were to change those wires, I can make it spin clockwise. So you can make it spin both directions depending on what you're using it for. But you see where I got the bearing assembly coming through here. I added a piece of pipe to it, ran it down. So this is a very simple style mechanical rig that you see like on a lot of stuff. You just have a motor that spins 360 degrees, just moves a link back and forth, and just moves that back and forth, which in returns, you know, moves the arms and everything up and down. So it's a very simple rig, and the way I had this built with this box in the back is to essentially shield us from all weather. So this way there'll be a piece on the back here. So when it rains, this will stay nice and dry. I ain't gonna worry about nothing getting back here as far as rainwater or anything of that nature. It's all sealed with caulking on all the seams and all the joints. But I kind of wanted to show what I was doing with this. Essentially my original design that wasn't the best design, but it did work for a short time. And then obviously my, I guess you can say the updated, hopefully much stronger design. But I'm going to go ahead and give this another day of long time run use just to make sure. If I don't have any issues with it at all by tomorrow, which will give me essentially 3 straight days of giving it anywhere from 8 to 12 hours of straight runtime without shutting it off. And if I don't have any issues, the motor's not overheating or anything of that nature, I will let him know he can come pick it up and he can get it all set up for this year's display. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.